Ladies and gentlemen, the Mongo's Garage YouTube channel.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You got the old Mongo man out here in KJ's Garage tonight, and you're here to hear me talk about this set of pliers right here, which is the brand new Icon 7-inch stripper. This stripper, of course, is a copy of all of these that you see here laying before you. These two being snap-ons. This is a Lyle and this is a Cornwell. The Cornwell and the Lyle are identical twins. The two snappies, this is my original pair of snap-ons that I've owned for quite some time. And actually, this is the third set of these I've owned. KJ recently bought me these for Father's Day, I think a year ago. Just because I wanted another set to put in my road bag. So, yes, we're here to discuss what these are and how they compare to the rest of these. But because the short has done so well and so many people were bringing up other brands and other crimpers, that I thought we would talk about those first. And what everybody's bringing up is Klein. So here are the Klein automotive crimps. USA Klein Tools. These were in my toolbox and I am not a fan. I have never been a fan of these simply because I do not like this arrangement right here. Feeding this wire into these, and I'm going to try and do this here. This is the third time I've done this video, so I'm not a fan of that. Never have been, probably never will be. There you go. They won't even cut the wire, guys. Klein. These are Klein tools, and that's where the wire should be cut, right there, right? Copper only. It does not cut on the first cut. You see, struggle with it. So let's go over here to the old Icon, brand spanking new. They have a cutter in the same place. Snippy, they have a cutter out here at the end, right here. Snippy, and let's see if we can hit the right one. I know that's not the right one, but it gets the job done. Let's do it one more time. I do believe. There you go. Everybody starts out with a pair of these. And I can't say that they're terrible. They do the job. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to put right here in the end, insulated, 20 to 14. The blue guy there. We're going to put this blue guy in here like so. And we're going to crimp it. All right, so a nice little crimp on the end there. Boom. Oh, what the? Well, what's that? That's no good, is it? All right, let's try that same trick here. We'll put this bad boy on here, like so. And, oh, there it is right there. Let's see, we're going to go to insulated. And if you're my buddy Chad, you don't use this one for insulated, but we're going to use it for insulated here. So I'm squeezing on that, and it is meeting right here. This is, that's the dead stop on it. That's when you know you've gone far enough. And we will check it. Oh, it did it too. Interesting. Now, this is what my buddy Chad does. Because we know when you use the non-insulated one with the middle nubbin on it all the way down, it's off. Now, I ain't pulling that apart for a month of Sundays. But what happens here is you see how it gets into the insulation right there. And so I don't know what's better. This is a problem for future reference, but it coming apart like it did there on both of the insulated crimps is the bigger problem, I would think. So, yep, that's the gist of it, guys. I have never been a fan of this type of pliers. In a pinch, yeah, they work. Check this out. We really want to get down to it. Are you kidding me? That's no good. I mean, it won't cut it at all. Icon. There you go. All right, so what I wanted to talk about, and the only reason I did that was simply because everybody on the shorts is saying that Klein Tools is the way to go. In this instance, I have to disagree with you respectfully because I have never been a fan of Klein Tools. Now, if you're talking about maybe a different style, maybe a style that isn't meant for automotive, these are meant for automotive. You're not going to build a house with these, right? This is not for building houses. You'll never see an electrician carrying these in his tool bag. What an electrician is going to carry in a tool bag is a tool that's going to be similar to this. At least the electricians that I know, this is the tool that they carry for building houses. Now, Klein makes a very nice pair of these, and I do like those. But if you take a look here, guys, there's a lot of similarities here. We got the pliers on the end. Of course, these have no crimps in them. So essentially, this pair of pliers is this pair of pliers with the crimps built in, right? Righto. And I don't mind these, but again, there's no crimps in here. So for automotive, these aren't good for me. Same thing with these. And of course, these are Pittsburgh, but it's the same setup, right? It's the same thing as that GB. And this GB set is going to be the same thing as this Craftsman. Only this Craftsman, these are definitely automotive. If you take a real quick look at these, so these are going to be, this is going to be your distributor. And then we go up through here, insulated, non-insulated crimps. We have, of course, all of our machine screw shears, the cutter there. And what's interesting about these is they do the crimp on the inside of the pivot, where the crimp on these is done on the outside, and the stripping here is done on the outside, where the stripping here is on the inside. So they're inverted, if you will. Now, that's all preference in what you like. Personally, when I'm in a dash and I'm crimping things, I want to get these, and I'm going to go ahead and grab these guys right here, because these ones I want to show you guys something on real quick. We're going to put that in there, and I know that's the non-insulated terminal, but that's where I go. Let's watch this thing crimp down on this. Nice, right? But what I want you to watch is right here. These are the Lyle or the Cornwells. You see how it passes, goes past that? These are going to break. Now, I yank on these things probably way more than you're probably supposed to, but you can see here, these ones are wore out. They actually go past the stop. That's the nice thing I like about these icons, is there is a positive stop. These, open these up so you can see where it's been working past. Not a fan. Not a fan. And the Lyles, these blue ones right here, are made just like it. These aren't wore out yet. These are brand spanking new. KJ just got these Carlisles. They have a positive stop right now, but they will eventually be just like these and go past. Now, these ones back here are really the same thing, kind of, just maybe a little different, with the bent plier and the longer plier here. What's the deal with these? I've never really used these, so I can't really speak to them. They have the machine screw shears in them. The crimp is on the inside, and the strippers are on the outside, cutter in the middle, with a long needle nose. If you need the needle nose, I guess is where these would really come in very handy, if you're needing the needle nose pliers for something in your application. I'm not saying that these are terrible pliers, but they are not my favorite. I don't know. If you need needle nose, there's a pair of needle nose pliers in my drawer. I don't know about yours. But so how I got to these years ago, when I was still turning wrenches, I bought this pair right here. When these first came out, when they first let me know about these, and the reason I bought these is because, first of all, they are so short. Before I was using these, of course, when I first started, I had a set of these. Back in my 16, 17-year-old Mongo days, these are the ones that I used. That's what I think of them. I don't particularly like those. So from there, my preference went to something like this. I always had a pair of dikes, usually something like this. I like these ones because they open really nice. And then for crimping, I always had a pair of these. And the reason I like these, let me show you real quick. Again, we're gonna go on that non-insulated side, if I can get them opened up far enough. Get it crimped down in there, and I want you to watch the inside of this as we squeeze her shut. Now look at that nice positive lock. So, like I always do, I always go too far and squeeze it all the way down. But you can see the wire is not coming out of that crimp. But again, here's the problem. I can guarantee it poked a hole in that. Yep, see the metal right there? That metal is going to corrode over time, which really sucks because these are, of course, the shrink connectors. So when I shrink that, it's going to shrink this and it's going to open it up even further. Now, if you're planning on putting another piece of shrink wrap over that, that's not a deal breaker, and you're going to get a good crimp out of it. So take it for what it's worth, I guess. So yeah, that's what I used, was a pair of these and a pair of these. So every time I was doing a wire job, I always had 2 pliers. Now, actually, I had more than 2 pliers because what's missing out of these guys? I got a crimp, I got a crimp, and I got a pair of dikes. I don't have anything to actually do the stripping. And in that regard, I've never been a fan of the auto strippers, those things that go cha-chunk, kink, and they open up. I'm not a fan of those. Never have been, never will be. But yeah, that's what I used. And these are just various dikes that we've had through the garage here. We have a pair of flush cuts, which if you don't own flush cuts, I don't like you. You and I cannot be friends because I have scars from guys who don't use flush cuts. That scar is actually from a zip tie that somebody cut off with a regular pair of dikes, and it got me. So, some of the other pliers that I've carried or tried over the years, this is a hybrid pair I bought off of my Cornwell guy. And you can tell by the rust on these pliers that they've been sitting in my toolbox for a very long time. Not a fan of these guys. I don't like the crimps back here like where they're at. These crimps don't overlap, so they don't work the greatest. This is definitely not my favorite pair of pliers. Everybody has Lyman pliers in their box. This is, I think this is a Pittsburgh pair of Lyman's pliers. So they're good for cutting, for pliers on the end. And they've got this set of plier jaws here that don't meet. I'm sure that that's meant for a reason. Not real sure what it is, though. This pair right here actually does have a crimp built into it. As you can see here, it doesn't close all the way, and it doesn't go all the way across. Sometimes, late at night, when I'm lying awake, I'll use these. So this is a yellow. As you can see, I put it on there, and boom. But as you can see through there, that's still not crimped the greatest. And that is all the way crimped. So I bet you a wire could snake out of that if tugged on hard enough. And this one, you can see it almost crimped everything all the way across. So not my favorite pliers. I'm sure that does have a use for linemen. I don't know what it is because I'm not a lineman. Well, I was a lineman when I played football, but I'm not a lineman now. I'm a make-pretend YouTuber. And then another pair. So what I wanted to show you guys here is that I have, over the last 30 years, been trying to find the best pair of wire crimps that's out there. I thought that it was these. For a long time, I thought this was the best pair. Like I said before, I've broken these ones probably 3 times. From crimping down on the end, from actually coming down in here, once you put that bad boy in here like that, and you crimp on it, nice and closed. See how it's closed all the way up? You can't see anything through there. So that wire's not coming out, I guarantee it. It is closed all the way, but it's not all the way closed. See, there's a little bit of gap here, so I can actually squeeze that extra little bit right there. And what's happening is it's flexing these pliers, and eventually they're going to break right here. These ones are probably the best ones I've had yet. I've owned these ones for probably 10 years, and they haven't broke. But there's that problem again. See the metal? And when I shrink that, it's going to get even worse. Something you just have to understand because and I don't care who you are, and Chad will agree with me, Chad's one of my mechanics at work, that this is not a substantial crimp. The wire will snake out of that, and you guys saw that earlier. It doesn't get through the insulation though. That's what it's made for. So I thought these were the epitome of automotive. There's my caveat, right? Automotive wire crimp pliers. And then these came along. Are these the epitome? Are these the top of the mountain? Are these the best wire crimping pliers and stripping pliers for the automotive market? I'm gonna tell you this, guys. If they're not the top, they are very close to it. Now, the only reason I say that they're not the top yet is just because I haven't owned this pair but for maybe a week. And as you can see, I really haven't used it that much, considering I still have the package that they came in hanging up on the wall back there. But I saved the package mainly because I was going to do this video. And like I said, this is the third time I've done this video, because each time that I put one in the phone here, you guys give me a couple more comments that give me another idea to add to the video so that we could talk a little bit more educated about what's going on here and why I think the Icon pliers right now, until I understand whether these things are going to last, are the top dog. The main reason, gentlemen, $22. $22 for these. I know these cost way more than $22. Granted, this is the third pair I've had, and Snap-on replaces them every time, but the last time I went in to exchange an Icon, guess what they did? No questions asked, brand new Icon, out the door. Snap-on guys, I don't have a Snap-on guy. I'm in a local shop here. Now, granted, I could give it to KJ and he could take it in and probably get his Snap-on guy to change it for me. But, you know, there's a week probably before I'm going to get a new pair. These, if they break, first off, if they break, I'm going to go get a different pair because I own, well, I don't own all of these. These aren't all mine. These are KJ's and these are KJ's, right? These ones are mine. I bought these a long time ago. I just bought these, and KJ bought me these ones, I think, for Father's Day. So these are the three that I have. Usually you're going to find these on the shelf right up there. Matter of fact, hanging from there is where they're usually at. So they hang there, and this pair of dikes hangs beside them. Those are my go-tos. Now, why do I still have a pair of dikes and these pliers? Because the dikes are nice for cutting what? Zip ties. Yes, they're not flush cuts, I understand. But they are nice for cutting zip ties. Are you guys tired of me talking yet? So, why do I like these? Why are these my favorite style? Or because there are, like we said, several different styles. There's the set that I threw across the floor here. I would say this is where everybody starts. I'm not a fan. Never have been. And I went and bought the best pair, guys. You got to tell me, everybody out there that's saying Klein Tools are the best, this has got to be the best pair of this style that's available, right? And you guys saw me struggle just now trying to cut a wire with these. Then there's these style. I don't have the Klein version of these, but no crimps. There is no crimp on these. So it's these, as well as a pair of these and these. So if you're crimping wires, this is what you need right here if you're doing a major wiring job under a dash. And I don't know about you, but when I'm turned upside down underneath of a dash, I don't want to be looking for multiple pairs of pliers to do the job that I need to do. That's where these come in. One plier does the whole job, and it does it in a little compact package. Look, let's get it out here. You tell me which you're going to use. I know which one I'm going to use. These guys right here. Strippers, cutters, bare and insulated wire crimpers with the addition of a tiny little pair of pliers there at the end. What are those pliers good for? What I like to use them for is, for some reason, if I got to hold something, I can hold them, right? Do that with these. Can I hold anything on the tip of that? No, can't do it. Can't do it. This is another good reason to not get too far away with a pair of dikes. Now, I know none of you guys have ever done that to get it over a bolt that's maybe too big. You know, if this was a 3/8 and you had to get it over a, I don't know, a 12 millimeter bolt. I'm sorry, 3/8, yeah, something like that. Because 3/8 would be 10 millimeter, right? So take it as you will. For the $22 I paid for these, I am in love with them. Granted, I didn't need them. Obviously, I have the tools to do what I'm doing here in the shop, to work on the stuff that we work on. I have plenty of tools to do all that. I got these just so we could talk about it, guys. I got these because I wanted to try the brand new tool from Harbor Freight, from Klein Tools. And I don't know what that is, whether it's a hair, but there they are. Does the Mongo man like the new Icon 7-inch strippers? So far. Come back and let's talk about this in about a year. We'll see if I break a pair of these or how they work out, because we've got some wiring to do. We'll be wiring up the Bronco here real soon, and these things will get a lot of use as we wire up all the audio and everything in that Bronco. So I greatly appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. I hope that this lets you know that, you know, I don't take this stuff lightly. I have been trying to find a very good pair of crimpers and strippers for a long time combined. And I think that, I think Icon, you know, in copying these, now we didn't even talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody says the Icons and the Snap-ons are made in the same place. Guys, they are very similar. I will give you that, but they are definitely not made in the same place. You can see that Icon pair is a little bit thicker through the waist. The rivet's completely different. You can see here how they're cut. This one here looks like it's actually machined to run up against some type of grinding wheel. This is just raw forge all the way down into here. Believe it or not, the Icons, I would say, are a little bit cleaner than the Snappies. What do you think? The one thing that I don't like about either of these is with the rivet, you can't tighten them up. If they ever do get loose on you, of course, I guess if they get loose with the lifetime warranty, just go get a new pair, right? So let me show you what they would look like if they did come from the same place, which the Carlisle and the Cornwell are both from the same manufacturer. They are literally identical tools. You can see there the pivot's exactly the same. They're cut the same. They're finished exactly the same. One has a blue handle, one has a green handle. But other than that, those two tools are exactly the same. Looks like KJ may have ground on that or hit it. Oh, what the heck's going on there? Something. Maybe shorted it out on something. I don't know. Yeah. So, and these ones, like I showed you earlier, they need to go back. They are worn out already. They are going past. So those will be going back to the local Cornwell man. Seth, come get these. All right, everybody. That's what I got for you today. So does the Mongo man like the Icons? Yep, I like them. I think it's the best bang for the buck. They do their job. Not that these don't. If you're a Snap-on guy, buy the Snap-ons. If you're a Cornwell guy, buy the Cornwell. If you like going to Napa, buy the Napas. It's totally up to you. But from my perspective, because of the money that's involved, these Icons are definitely the cat's meow, man. They will get the job done, and they are not going to cost you a lot of money doing it. All right, that's all I got. Here, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at what we've been doing. That is a Super Duty bed for Dolly. KJ did all the body work. I sprayed it out there Friday, and he's putting her back together. So it's Easter Saturday, guys, and I just wanted to get on here and finish up this video because, like I said, it was the third time that I've made this video. I hope that we can have more conversations about these pliers and what you like versus what I just told you I like. Appreciate everybody being involved, and if you haven't seen that short, I'm going to post it here so you can see it. So the question I have for you is, which is better? Carlisle, Cornwell, Snap-on, or Icon? The better question is, why does one guy need 5 pair of strippers? It has done very good for me. So, all right, guys, we'll see y'all later. The old Mongo man is out of here. Talk to you soon.